Greetings and salutations. Thank you for lending an ear to The Voice of the Times this Saturday, January 16, 2021. For today's editorial, another construction controversy. A group dedicated to the preservation of the historic San Sebastian Church in Quiapo, Manila has launched an online petition to halt the construction of a nearby 31-story condominium tower in a case that is reminiscent of the controversy over the now completed Torre de Manila near Rizal Park from 2013 to 2017. Unfortunately, the current dispute shows that none of the stakeholders involved, the developer, the community activists, or the government, learned anything at all from that experience, and that they are unlikely to find a satisfactory solution. The building project in question is called University Homes Recto and is being developed by Summit Home Realty Corporation, which describes the building as a 31-story condormitel tailored for university students, young professionals, and other short-term residents. Marketing information for the project can be found online, primarily on Facebook, aggressively promotes the development as an investment property. The building site is located along San Sebastian Street in Quiapo, just south of Recto Avenue and the University of the East, opposite the west side of San Sebastian College Recoletos campus. It is approximately 100 meters to the northwest of San Sebastian Church, which is located on the south end of the San Sebastian College's campus. The San Sebastian Basilica Conservation and Development Foundation Incorporated, in a statement this week, said it had opposed plans for the construction of the condominium when these were first announced on the grounds that the project would put the architectural and structural integrity of the church at risk and could displace residents in the area. The opposition did delay approval of the project for a time, but it was finally granted the necessary permits to go ahead last year and is now in the initial stages of construction. The San Sebastian Basilica is listed as a National Cultural Treasure and National Historical Landmark. The present structure, which dates back to 1891, was designed by Spanish architect Genaro Palacios and is the only all-steel church in Asia, as well as the only prefabricated steel church in the world. Despite its historic and architectural significance, preservation advocates have struggled to gather adequate support for the church's maintenance. The steel structure has deteriorated under a tropical climate and is now rather fragile, although some repair and refurbishing work has been carried out. This is one concern about the new condominium project, that heavy construction nearby might cause further damage to the church. Another concern is aesthetic. The high condominium tower, when completed, will dominate the nearby skyline and be an immovable background to any view of the church in the same way that the Torre de Manila was deemed a photobomber of the Rizal Monument. On the part of the developer, even though there is apparently nothing legally amiss with the condominium project, the lesson that was not learned from the Torre de Manila case is that greater sensitivity to the surrounding community must be applied in development plans. On the part of the government, in particular the City of Manila, the lesson that was not learned is that there really are no clear legal guidelines for the visual protection of historic sites and monuments from new structures located some distance away. This was the conclusion of the Supreme Court in allowing the Torre de Manila project to continue in 2017. The High Court ruled it had no legal basis to stop the construction and ordered the partially completed building to be removed, as there was no law pertaining to the complaint that it was a photobomber. Although nothing could then be done to stop the Torre de Manila project, the Manila City government, or alternatively the national government, did not correct the omission in the law to prevent a similar controversy from arising again. The historical preservation community has likewise not acted aggressively to correct that error and has not learned from its earlier defeat that mere appeals to sentiment have very poor prospects of winning a legal dispute. Had any one of these stakeholders learned their lesson from the recent past, we would not now be witnessing a disappointing repeat of the same sort of controversy. Whether it can be sorted out to everyone's mutual benefit at this point seems highly unlikely. And that's the editorial for Saturday, January 16, 2021. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to our digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and listen to The Voice of the Times.